My name is Paul O'Rourke, and we're back with another session of Perspectives with Paul. This video is because I had a conversation with a bailiff today, and I thought it was really good information about some of the do's and don'ts of court and how the etiquette that goes with court, and maybe some of the basics on how you should handle having to go to court with your attorney or not. So the first thing would be getting there. You want to arrive 15 to 30 minutes before your court time. You're going to, depending on whether you're in state court or municipal court, you're going to have to check in with the court and let them know you're there. And so getting there early puts you in the front of the line, usually will help you get in and out of there quickly, or quicker, I guess I should say. One of the things that we should talk about is it is not uncommon for a bailiff or an officer to see somebody and realize that they are suspended or revoked. And so if they're driving, they'll actually follow them out of the court, wait for them to drive, and write them a ticket. So if you're driving while suspended, or your license is suspended, or your license is revoked, get a ride. Take a cab, take an Uber or a Lyft, but don't drive there yourself unless you want a new charge. Also, along those lines, if you've got court, then you need to refrain from alcohol or drug use for at least 24 hours. I'm not talking about your prescription, although there may be an issue with you driving under the influence, even with a prescription drug, but that'll be a video for another time. But refrain from that, especially if you're going in there to do a plea. Most judges will ask you, have you used any alcohol or drugs in the last 24 hours? Because they want to make sure that you understand what you are pleading to, the consequences of your actions. All this should be, especially if you don't have an attorney or what we would call pro se. If you do have an attorney, your attorney should have gone over this. The next thing, which is kind of probably one of the bigger issues, would be clothing. How should you dress? You should dress as nice as you can. In other words, go as if you're going to Mass, church on Easter or Christmas. If you don't have those clothing, then like a suit, then obviously, or a dress, then you'd want to dress as nice as you can. So slacks and a button-down shirt, hopefully a tie at least. While that's not imperative, it does tell the court that you're taking your situation serious. And once again, we're wanting to help ourselves by letting the court know that this is not something we're taking lightly. Because nothing will, well, I can't say nothing. It will irritate a judge, or may irritate a judge, if they think you're just blowing this off. Along the clothing, if you had to wear, you don't have any clothing that is of that business casual or anything, don't wear your I love weed shirt to go to court because you've been charged with weed. That is, your opinion on that is irrelevant, and you're not helping yourself by doing that. And hopefully your attorney has talked to you. Also, most courts won't allow you to appear in shorts or tank tops. Just dress appropriately, as nice as you can. Enough said. The other thing is when you go to court, many of them have metal detectors you will have to pass through. Many of them don't allow phones in the courtroom by defendants or their witnesses. So leave your drugs, your weapons, your paraphernalia at home. If you put on your I'm going partying or I went partying last night pants on, and you're getting ready to go into court and you realize you've got a bag of weed and a one-hitter in your pocket, go back out to your car and put it in there. If you walk through that metal detector, you're going to catch another charge. And I can tell you, as a prosecutor, there were a number of times that a bailiff would come up and tell me somebody who was on the docket was not going to make it because they were getting arrested for bringing drugs into the court. So you've done everything I've told you. You've dressed nice, you got in there early, and you made it up to the courtroom. and you've left your weed and your guns and your knives and your paraphernalia in the car, the next thing is you're going to at some point have to speak to a judge. Now, my advice is always use proper etiquette. It is yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes your honor, no your honor. Those things will not get you in trouble, and they may start to help you if a judge, that's just showing that respect always gets you further than being disrespectful. And then the last thing I would say is bring the paperwork that you got. If that's the summons or the subpoena, or maybe it's the proof of your insurance, because you got a no insurance ticket, but you actually had it, you just didn't have it in the car. Bring that paperwork with you. And if it's the insurance card, you may want to leave that with the court, so you might want to make a copy of that. Those are just a few of the do's and don'ts. I think we covered the basics on that. Again, if you have any questions or you like what you're seeing, please leave comments below, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, and that's it. Thank you for watching.